Good morning, everyone. Students, today in this lecture, I am going to start with the next new term known as gametogenesis. According to this one lecture, I would like to explain you that how gametogenesis affects the working of the development of human reproductive system. Students, gametogenesis is basically a process which is a pre-fertilization events. Pre-fertilization events means ऐसी activities या ऐसे events जो कि fertilization से पहले होते हैं. If I would like to explain this one in more, I would like to say that pre-fertilization events are the most important part which help you in understanding that gametogenesis leads to the fertilization. Anyways, just have a look here. In this one part of gametogenesis, you can able to see that what is written in the book. The book states that the part major primary sex organ are testes in case of males that we have already knew and ovaries in case of females. If I said testes in case of males and ovaries in case of females, in my last videos you people have already seen that these particular structures are showing the formation of gametes, that is sperms and ovum respectively. If I am talking about in males, we have already studied most of the times, even in my first video of this chapter, spermatogenesis, how it begins. I said that some primary cells are going to develop when they are going to modify, they start forming the primary spermatocytes. These primary spermatocytes undergo the process of meiosis. Okay, I just like to explain this one in little bit more better way. Just have a look here. This is an exact structure which easily help us in describing how the male gametes formation takes place. In case of this one, you can see here, these are the basic layer. This one is the basic layer. This is a basal layer from where the supply or the support for the growth of cells takes place. Supply of the nutrients, a little bit amount because they are providing them protection and a covering also. What will happen? These one cells which are present at the basal membrane region, these cells are basically known to be as primary spermatocytes. These are known as primary spermatocytes. These are the basal cells which are responsible for showing the process of meiosis. Once they undergo the process of meiosis, they start forming and developing the haploid cells known as secondary spermatocytes. These spermatocytes are quite similar in structure as the primary spermatocytes. So, if you want to see the difference, you have to go for the microscopic analysis. The secondary spermatocytes are usually carrying 23 chromosomes. It means that the secondary spermatocytes have the capability to store all the gametes which are basically haploid in number. Next one, when these secondary spermatocytes go for second meiotic division, which is basically a mitotic process. You all know, students, that secondary spermatocyte is a structure developed carrying 23 chromosomes and primary cells are having 46 number of chromosomes. So here what is going to happen? The formation of haploid cells. These 23 number of chromosomes carrying cells start converting into formation of spermatids. You can have a look here. Spermatids are equally looking like sperms. But these one cells which are looking like sperms are not exactly the well developed sperms. These spermatocytes are once developing into spermatids. These spermatids are developing into spermatozoa. These spermatozoas are basically the developed sperms. So I can say that this complete process beginning in the cells, primary spermatocytes, converting into secondary spermatocytes, then into spermatids and finally into spermatozoa is a complete process called spermiogenesis. Spermiogenesis means development of the sperms. जितने भी स्पर्म्स प्रोड्यूस होते हैं वो सारे के सारे स्पर्म्स इतने फास्ट रेट में प्रोड्यूस होते हैं दैट दे शुड नीड अ लिटिल बिट टाइम टू जस्ट मूव इनसाइड द एपिडाइडेमिस. क्वांटिटी इनकी बहुत ज़्यादा है, इनका लाइफ स्पैन बहुत कम है, अप्रॉक्सिमेटली 2 आवर्स, and hence they must have to undergo the process of storing and being take a rest in the epididymis. जैसे ही ये epididymis में रेस्ट के लिए जाते हैं, then the next layer of the basal cells or known to be as primary spermatocytes start giving them a development of the next lot. मैं ये कह सकती हूँ कि एक लॉट जैसे ही प्रोड्यूस हो जाता है, सेकेंड लॉट का इनिशिएटिव प्राइमरी स्पर्मेटोसाइट्स का साइमल्टेनियसली चलता रहता है. So I can say that once the male is going to be enter in the adolescence age and sperm form का जो डेवलपमेंट है वो स्टार्ट हो जाएगा स्पर्म फॉर्मेशन का, तो इट विल कंटिन्यू थ्रू आउट देयर लाइफ टिल फ्रॉम द बिगनिंग ऑफ एडोलेसेंस टू द एंड ऑफ देयर लाइफ. उनके जीवन के अंत काल तक ये प्रोसेस लगातार चलता रहेगा. आई होप this one part of understanding what is a spermatocytes and how the spermiogenesis takes place is easily understandable to you. Now, the one more question arises, what are Sertoli cells function? Those who have seen my last videos, they can able to understand what are Sertoli cells. These are the cells which are in between embedded in the primary spermatocytes. These are basically responsible for providing nutrition to the secondary spermatocytes and helping in the formation of sperms. This concept of developing the new sperms with healthy nutritive quantities of molecules are basically dependent upon the Sertoli cells. These Sertoli cells is the major cells which help in them to go the process of development. Here you can also see many of the new things that the known process is known as spermeation. What is a spermeation exactly? Spermeation is basically a process in which the release of sperms takes place through the seminiferous tubules. In my last videos, I have already told you what is seminiferous tubules. I have already explained you what is the function of Leydig cell. I have already explained how the seminiferous tubules are basically formed, what type of cells they are having, what type of a basement membrane is, how they are showing their development and presence in the testes. So here I am just simply explaining the terms related to the gametogenesis. If I am talking about sperm development, I am using a word, it is spermiogenesis. Once the sperms are ready, these sperms start entering into, releasing out from the seminiferous tubules and entering into the region of epididymis. Twisting and the movement is just totally connected with the reti testis. I knew you students are very much aware about all these terms as you have seen my last videos. Anyways, when I am talking about the movement of these type of sperms from coming out from the testis, then this process is basically known as spermeation. This process is significant because at the time or the age that is known as puberty, in this one age, people start releasing a one basic hormone known as gonadotropin releasing hormone. These hormones are the most important hormones which are helping in understanding the concepts how the development of sexual reproductive structures takes place under the influence of hormonal changes. These hormonal changes are the most important activity performed by the cells present in the gonads. Anyways, I'm keep on repeating my statement again and again to make you understand. I repeat once more, हॉर्मोन्स नहीं सिक्रीट होंगे अगर किसी भी नॉर्मल इंडिविजुअल की बॉडी के अंदर विद द ड्यू कोर्स ऑफ टाइम, तो उसकी बॉडी के अंदर जो रिप्रोडक्टिव डेवलपमेंटल चेंजेस है वो वहीं पे रुक जाएंगे. दे आर नॉट एबल टू सी द क्लियर एंड प्रॉपर डेवलपमेंटल चेंजेस एट ऑल. एनीवेज, नाउ प्रोसीड फर्दर. Come to the next one topic. The next topic that we are going to discuss right now is the presence of the hormones or effect of the hormones in this one particular activity. If I am talking about this one developmental changes, I must have to understand what hormone releases at what time. So here you can say that when the release of the hormones takes place, the basic activity that occurs is the hypothalamic secretion. What is hypothalamic secretion? It is basically the secretions regulated under the effect of hypothalamus. The level of gonadotropin help in the development of anterior pituitary and stimulates the two new gonadotropins. जो सिक्रीशन सबसे पहले स्टार्ट हुआ प्यूबर्टी में मेल्स के अंदर, वो पर्टिकुलर सिक्रीशन था गोनाडोट्रोपिन रिलीजिंग हार्मोन. ये पर्टिकुलर गोनाडोट्रोपिन रिलीजिंग हार्मोन जैसे जैसे अपना लेवल इंक्रीज करेगा सो दैट स्पर्मेटोजेनेसिस टेक्स प्लेस, वैसे ही वैसे दो और हार्मोन्स एक्टिवेट होंगे एंड वन इज नोन एज इन द रीजन ऑफ एंटीरियर पिट्यूटरी and other one is going to stimulate the two gonadotropins together. One is luteinizing hormone and second one is follicular stimulating hormone. अगर आप ध्यान से समझो that कि जो हाइपोथैलेमस जो एक्टिवेशन देता है वो एक्टिवेशन आपको कुछ पर्टिकुलर गोनाडोट्रोपिन्स या गोनाड्स को डेवलप करने वाले हार्मोन सिक्रीट करवाता है, और वो हार्मोन्स में एक है ल्यूटेनाइजिंग हार्मोन और दूसरा है फॉलिकुलर स्टिमुलेटिंग हार्मोन. LH जो ज़्यादातर जिसे हम ल्यूटेनाइजिंग हार्मोन बोलते हैं वो लेडिक सेल्स में पाया जाता है और सिक्रीशन ऑफ एंड्रोजन्स को प्रमोट करता है. I hope this particular statement is very clear to you. This particular statement says that लेडिक सेल्स का अपना सिग्निफिकेंट रोल है इस पूरी एक्टिविटी को परफॉर्म करने के लिए. The second most important point that we have to discuss here, androgens. What are androgens? These are the male sex hormones which are stimulating the process of spermatogenesis. स्पर्मेटोजेनेसिस का जो प्रोसेस है उसको एक्टिवेट करने के लिए जो सबसे मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट हार्मोन यहाँ पे रिक्वायर्ड होता है, दैट विल बेसिकली द एंड्रोजन्स सिक्रीटेड बाय द लेडिक सेल्स. फॉलिकुलर स्टिमुलेटिंग हार्मोन सबसे पहले फंक्शन करेगा सर्टोली सेल्स पे और स्टिमुलेट करेगा उन सेल्स को ताकि वो न्यूट्रिटिव सिक्रीशंस को इंक्रीज करें. आई रिपीट वंस मोर, दोनों सेल्स का फंक्शन अलग अलग है एंड इवन द पोजीशनिंग टू. आई नो यू पीपल आर नोइंग वेरी वेल अबाउट ऑल दीज थिंग्स बट आई एम कीप ऑन रिपीटिंग ताकि आपके दिमाग में ये चीज़ सेट हो जाए कि हार्मोन कौन सा कहाँ से प्रोड्यूस हो रहा है. क्लियर? नाउ we will proceed further for the next one, and that next one is the secretion and the growth of secretion and the growth of sperms. If I want to talk about the secretion and the growth of sperms, I can say that these all secretions are going to be regulated well when the spermatogenesis occurs. Now you can see here in this particular diagram, you can able to understand how the secretion works. All the secretions which are running all together are going to help you in understanding the concept. Which one concept? Then let me tell you. The concept of the formation of sperms. You can see that all these secretions which are coming either from the Leydig cell or from the particular structure called Sertoli cells, they all depend or initiate the process of spermiogenesis. When the sperm is fully developed, it appears like a specific structure of carrying a head and a tail. अगर आप ध्यान से देखोगे तो एक स्पर्म का जो स्ट्रक्चर है उसके पास हेड रीजन है, मिडल पीस रीजन है, नेक रीजन है और टेल रीजन है. That you can able to see only and only under the microscope. When you are able to see that this particular structure, what you are going to check? You are going to see that this structure is carrying a very important significance because the complete structure helping you in understanding how a particular sperm have the capability to move from one organism and enters into the other individual's body for fertilization. क्या मतलब हुआ इसका? इसका मतलब ये हुआ कि हम जो भी स्ट्रक्चर देखेंगे दैट स्ट्रक्चर विल हेल्प अस इन डिफाइनिंग और एक्सप्लेनिंग दैट हाउ दिस पर्टिकुलर इसका कैसा स्ट्रक्चर है जो कि हेल्प कर रहा है स्पर्म को एक पर्टिकुलर ऑर्गेनिज्म की बॉडी से निकल करके बेसिकली फ्रॉम द मेल्स और फीमेल्स की बॉडी में ऐसा मूवमेंट शो करके कि वो आसानी से फर्टिलाइजेशन को प्रोवोक कर सके. Just have a look here. If I am talking about the head region of the sperm, I can say that the tip region is rich with the acrosome. What is the acrosome region? It is basically a cap-like structure which is having the hydrolytic enzymes. Basically, they are having the hydrolytic enzymes so that the fertilization of ovum can take place easily. Next one, this particular central region is carrying the nucleus as well as it is having some extra genetic material too. This particular structure, which is known part of head, is responsible for completing the process of zygote formation because that 23 chromosomes which are responsible for fertilization to make a complete human individual of 46 chromosomes, the 23 contribution of chromosomes will be from the sperm side. स्पर्म्स के द्वारा ही 23 क्रोमोसोम्स वहाँ पे दिए जाते हैं. Now, the second most important thing is the part known as neck region. What is neck region? Neck region is a region which is a basic connective point of the head and the middle piece. This neck region is basically a outgrowth of the head region which help in connecting the tail portion of the sperm. Now, after the just to the next neck region, they are having the middle piece. So, students, the middle piece is a particular region which is rich with the mitochondria. You can able to see here, बहुत सारे structures आपको छोटे छोटे network like दिखाई दे रहे होंगे. And these all are basically the energy source so that a sperm can crawl and move easily inside the body of female. If I say that more the mitochondria, more capacity of the sperm to survive is very true in their own concern. This middle piece, when rich in mitochondria, having the ability to conduct the process of movement or swimming. Why I am using a word swimming? Because inside the body they are moving in the form when they enters to the female body at the time of coitus, they are basically rich in the nutritive solution. So they have to swim, crawl and finally reach to their target called egg cell. I would like to explain little bit more in this one particular part, that that particular is known to be as your releasing of the sperm and the growth and development of the sperm. Everyone is having a very good knowledge that how the sperms are going to be produced. But as being a biologist, we must have to understand some of the basic words. One is known as ejaculated. Second one is known to be as your movement, or you can say that the coitus. Although they both are the same words or having a same meaning. COITUS. R is not there, but Sundar writing is इसलिए ऐसा दिख रहा है. COITUS. Coitus, ejaculation. These both are the similar words which are going to explain that whenever the sperms are released, they are not released as they are looking inside the microscope. ये 200 to 300 मिलियंस नंबर में होते हैं जब ये कोइटस के टाइम पे रिलीज होते हैं. And this amount is considered to be as normal count or sperm count. अगर आप आगे टेक्नोलॉजी बेस्ड एक्टिविटीज़ देखोगे तो वहाँ पे ये वर्ड आपको मिलेगा, sperm count. What is the meaning of this sperm count? It means that whatever the sperms are being released at a one instance of time of coitus, it is normally should 200 to 300 millions, which is having rich quantity of seminal vesicle and then other prostate gland, then there are bulbourethral gland, many more secretions together. So I can say that this one particular activity is having its own significance. If the sperm count of a male is less, then that person is not considered to be a healthy reproductive person. Their reproductive growth is not considered as good. This is followed in the females also. If their ovum is not being produced well on time and having issues with the menstrual cycle, or egg cell is not being able to fertilize, that all issues are responsible to call a female to be infertile. Anyways, these are the extra knowledge words, so that is can be avoided right now. Anyways, shall I proceed further? In that context, I can say that at least 60 to 70%, at least 60 to 70% of the sperms are normal shape and size, and they must have to show the vigorous motility. What does it mean? It means that जितने भी sperms produce हो रहे हैं, 60% sperms अपने normal shape और size में होने चाहिए. As we all know that the age or lifespan of sperms is only 72 hours, so it is quite easy for the sperms to get degenerate at the time of coitus. Many of them are over-matured and hence they have the count of that normal semen is going to have less amount of healthy sperms. So, in the normal sperm count, we said that maximum sperms are counted well when they are being healthy or they are being freshly developed. So, 60% availability of these sperms should be in a form of healthy sperms, then the chances of then the chances of fertilization is fruitful. Their motilities also depend on their lifespan. If they are having more lifespan, their vigorous motility increases. Hence, these all conditions or situations are going to decide whether the fertilization occurs or that coitus is not going to give any fruitful results. Anyways, further proceed in that one, the sperms when released out from the seminiferous tubules, they start moving out with the accessory ducts. On my last videos, we have already studied about these words very easily. Anyways, just when this particular secretions and this particular sperm count that going to mix together, and finally they are going to come out in the during the course of or in the time of intercourse, that particular liquid is known as semen. This semen is being always analyzed by the crime during the crime activities, during the rape activities, or even when the person, when the husband, wife, or the couple is not able to go for fertilization well. If they are having any type of a reproductive issues, it is well expected that they must have to count the semen or to check out the semen quantity or the semen content first. Anyways, it's an extra knowledge part. Come back to the syllabus. The functions of the male sex accessory ducts and glands are maintained by the testicular hormones called androgens. Yes, it is a very true fact that all the hormones, basically the male sex hormone androgen, will decide the functioning and the working of this particular sperm release very well. इट मीन्स दैट अगर एंड्रोजन्स का सिक्रीशन या फिर सपोर्टिव सिक्रीटरी जो हॉर्मोन्स हैं जैसे गोनाडोट्रोपिन्स, अगर इन सब का सिक्रीशन प्रॉपर नहीं होगा तो इट इज़ वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू मेंटेन द स्पर्म काउंट इन केस ऑफ मेल्स. The situation of male infertility is more because this one particular activity is totally depends upon their normal growth and development during the time of adolescence. Why I am talking about all this? Because it's a most important cause nowadays for increasing the crimes altogether. The human reproductive growth totally depends upon what you are eating, how you are surviving, how much mental stress you are going through, and above all, what is your exact social behavior. Most of the males basically in the Indian society, even in the foreign countries too, are easily get influenced by the wrong doings comparatively to the correct one. Reason is that because being as a teenager, they are showing maximum amount of mood swings, and that mood swings are going to tell them their survival is not so easy. Anyways, when all these activities occurs, then what is happening exactly? They are leading to getting the influence of the wrongdoings like taking drugs, getting in the contact of becoming a smoker or becoming an alcoholic. Above all, instead of that, since they are males, they have to bear more physical work, as well as at times they are undergo the process of complete humiliation or mental stress. That humiliation or mental stress is usually influence them to come in the contact of taking inhalers, taking any type of medicines, or they are just become addict of taking the fumigants. As a result, what will happen? उनका जो रिप्रोडक्टिव ग्रोथ है वो वहीं के वहीं रुक जाती है और उनका स्पर्म काउंट या हेल्दी सिक्रीशन ऑफ द स्पर्म ख़त्म हो जाता है. एंड फाइनली जब तक कि वो बहुत मैच्योर होकर डेवलप हो करके एज अ एडोलेसेंस की जगह वो एडल्ट बन के कम अप होते हैं, एट दैट टाइम देयर reproductive health is completely shattered. I hope this lecture is going to help you, or this video is going to help you in describing the activities which are going to harm or the activities which are normally occurring inside the males. So I hope we are going to meet soon in our next lecture for understanding the how oogenesis takes place. Bye and have a nice day.